groovy.
Welcome to Horror After Midnight. I am your host, KC, joined tonight by Slinky Jallow and Belisa Lea. How's it going tonight?
Oh my God, it's going crazy. You know what? I so appreciate the two of you, you and Slinky, having me on this evening. And I am overwhelmed by the love I've received from my fan base. I never thought I would say that word in my entire life. And I'm honored, absolutely honored. So thank you, everyone.
No, again, thank you for coming and hanging out with us. Sincerely, it's what's it like to? I mean, it's one thing to have been in a horror movie. That's
Right?
awesome enough, but
Right.
you've taken on a whole nother you've elevated, to mythic status.
Right.
And just when the fans latch on to someone like that, they sincerely have nothing but love and admiration for it. What's that like? It's got to be a gas. Like, what does that
Okay,
feel like?
so I'll set this up. I'm a little quirky. I'm a little unusual. Done so many different crazy things in my life. I have a Christian base to my life, but I also believe in premonitions, and I believe those are from Christ. The morning before this all hit, I wake up with this dream, and I'm startled because I'm driving down this like kind of country road in my pickup truck, and I see this cardboard cutout of me flump, 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 flump in the wind. And it's me, but it's a picture of me from 1980 from a modeling ad that I had done. And my name is over top of it in like this little halo. And I'm going, holy Christ, everybody's going to know my name. What is this? No, 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 this can't happen. Well, I go on throughout the day, don't even think anything about it. It was a busy day. I laid down real late to go to sleep, and I'm getting ping, 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 ping. And somebody said, Belisa, you got to see this. Because Patrick, who actually created this page, and we have become fast friends, and Patrick Rufa, he has just been amazing. And I said,
Patrick's
it's
a good guy.
me.
We know
He
Patrick. He's
is.
awesome.
He goes, I said, it's me. And people didn't believe me. And I'm like, wait a minute. I have behind the scenes pictures. Here's me with part of Tommy's Mob. Here's me with, my clothes, because they were all my clothing and my cowboy boots up to the Chico's jacket that they gave me. And I was like shocked. I laughed so hard. It's kind of like you laugh so hard you pee your pants. I laughed so hard I was going to throw up. I don't think collectively I've laughed that hard in 2 years, so I owe everybody a debt of gratitude for that. And then just immediately more and more, it's her. Can you believe it? And they're tagging people. And it's like, you have to be careful what you dream of, and what you ask for. And you never know if one, your prayer is going to be answered, or when it's going to be answered and how. And I could have never, ever, ever staged this, imagined this, or dreamt in my wildest dreams. And it's been overwhelming, but the love has been so, I kind of want to just tear up, so warming to my heart, because you think of, you're this little person out there just trying to do a good job. And I am a trained actress, but it's like I haven't really had that break. And you don't know when it's going to come. And it's like, I'm going to be honest, I'm almost 60. And you know what? If I can get out there and face that kind of demon in life, to be the older person just still going after their dreams, still deciding what they want to do if and when they grow up, more power to us. I mean, why does it have to be in the moment? Why does it have to be, oh, you got to do this, you got to do that? Step away from what society thinks and do what's in your heart, and do what you love. And you never know, you might have 1,000 memes come up at you, which and it's terrible. I'm laying in bed laughing. My boyfriend is a full-time musician, Lee Venters, and he's in the living room where I'm sitting right now laughing. And then it's quiet, and then he starts to laugh again. And I go, what did you find? And he goes, oh my God, there's another meme about you. So trust me, I love every single thing that's being sent to me, message-wise. and meme wise and all of that. So keep it coming. Keep it coming.
No, that's awesome. That's awesome to hear. You know,
Aw.
again, you're not the typical person who goes up against Michael Myers, you
Right.
know, like to fight, I guess. You know,
Hmm.
normally it's like they have a gun or they have brass
Right.
nut, whatever. Even Iron Man, like that's just fucking cool.
Yeah.
Like,
And it was by happenstance. And I'll
oh,
set
okay.
that up for you too. I was living in Wilmington, North Carolina for a number of years. I had been starting to act again with film and voiceovers in the DC area where I'm originally from. And I wasn't getting anything beyond background or working in independent film, which has given me such an amazing opportunity.
Mhm.
And I answered, the casting director had sent out a message to a few of us that said, hey, we need some middle-aged moms and dads, in the neighborhood. Can you come out at 11 p.m. tonight? I said, I'll be there. And came in, you come in with a couple different sets of clothing, you come in with your best outfit. And I came in dressed like you see without the jacket, and they loved it. But then they put me inside one of the houses on that main street where Michael's house is.
Mhm.
And they put pajamas on me and said, we want you to look out that out that window. And we want you to see what's going on and react. And it's, when the craziness is ensuing and everybody's yelling and screaming and the chaos is going on. And I'm looking out, and they liked my look. They liked the intensity. They liked the fear mixed with this anger of, what the hell are you doing to my neighborhood?
Mhm.
So they said, let's put her clothes back on, get her out the door. And they literally, the prop guy goes and rustles through this big trash can, and he comes up with his iron. And I'm like disappointed because my friend, I've made friends, and I was previously friends with a lot of the featured background and background folks that worked on this. And they've got hockey sticks, they got pool cues, they've got bats, they've got,
Mhm.
bricks, cinder blocks, knives, guns. I wanted that shot off, shotgun. And I, who brings an iron to the fight? So they give it to me, and I look down at it. The most ironic part about this, I got to throw in a few puns. It's
Mhm.
an exact replica of one I used hundreds of hours while I was growing up as a teenager and young adult in my mom's house.
Hey, that's awesome.
And it was that same iron. And then I'm thinking, I'm being placed in the scene with Hackett and my buddy Brian Jones, who's like 6'5", and we're in front of the Tom's peanut truck.
Mm.
And I have that iron, and I'm thinking, it'll be real impressive if I take and swing that sucker around, because I can clock it with it.
Yeah.
And then they called me out, and they're like, no, 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 no. Thomas, Theodore, who was the PA on this, he said, no, 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 you can't do that. The director doesn't like it. And I'm like, oh shit. So I stopped that. And then it was like my conviction. I'm going to hold that sucker. I'm going to grab the cord, and I'm just going to be ready to beat the shit out of him. And you just channel all the craziness in your life, because I don't like to refer this to as acting.
Mm.
I like to refer to it as enacting. No, but I didn't even say that right. No, reacting. Enacting might be a
Reacting,
new
yeah.
word. So it's reacting. You react to the moment, but you
Mhm.
pull from all of your life's experiences. And oh my God, I could pull from my first husband. The craziness that ensued with him. How many times did I want to clock him with an iron or something else? And he is dead, and I did not kill him, but God rest his soul. And you're the little guy, you're the little gal, and you want to be strong, but you're not. I can remember dodgeball as a kid. Oh dear God, I weighed like nothing, and they would cream me with the ball if they even picked me. So I am your underdog,
Mhm.
I am,
Yeah.
or under cat. I'm a cat person. Didn't get picked. I'm skinny, scrawny. I'm made fun of. I'm not a strong physical person earlier in my life, but I got into it, and I said, what do I want to do with this? And I got stronger, and I got meaner as I got older. And this is kind of that point where you're on that roller coaster, and it's
Mhm.
getting ready to go over, and it's like you can either have fun with it and just go with it, or you can be afraid and close your eyes and shut out the
Mhm.
world. And this is kind of like I am starting to fly already, and I don't know how far and how deep and how many winding curves we're going to go around, but I'm in it. I'm in it for the long haul. So I apologize. Ask me some questions.
Go ahead, man. I asked her the first couple.
Yeah.
I think of them on my feet. So
Yes.
yeah.
Perfect. Perfect.
Any cool like behind the scenes stories or anything that happened on the set for Halloween?
Just
Well, okay. So I love Lucille Ball, and I kind of had these Lucille Ball moments, and I had kind of these things where I would rather do something and then get reprimanded for doing it. But I suffer with anxiety,
oh
and I saw the wonderful actor who plays Tommy, which we were in Tommy's Mob, and we're right in the middle of the scene in the hospital in Haddonfield, and he's really struggling at the moment, and I can just see it. And I saw it because it's like me inside of his body going, oh God, things aren't going right. I'm lost in the moment. There's so much emotion going on, and you can lose it in that moment. So they took a break, and I went against the rules, and I kind of sidled over to him, introduced myself, and I said, no disrespect, but I suffer with anxiety. Can I help you? May
mm,
I help you? And I said, it means me touching your arm and talking with you and doing trigger point therapy to pull you back into the moment. And he goes, absolutely. So it's a point in the forearm here that a person presses, and it releases this wonderful energy and endorphins that helps to calm and kind of equalize the energy. Another one here in I guess it's hard to see there, but this
mm,
part of the arm. Plus, if someone else is doing this for you, your attention is being pulled away from the anxiety.
yeah, yeah.
And he was like, God, thank you. I feel better. He steps onto his mark, the cameras come on, and he gets his line perfect. Well, about
Wow.
an hour later, there's this big announcement among the background, and it's like, no background actor is supposed to touch the stars.
Oh
And I'm
man.
like, oh shit. So, that was my crazy, crazy moment. The only time I'll tell you the time I got grossed out was when the mental patient has gone over. I don't know who's seen this and spoiled it, but there's that moment when there's that.
No, just spoilers, kids.
It's
Spoilers.
the kind of the scrambled eggs, on the sidewalk,
Yeah.
and they had pieces of bodies, but then the guy there laying there, and at one point I'm right over top of him, and we do the seed a number of different ways, and I've got a really queasy stomach, and it was just like, oh God, you don't want to add to the mess that's out there, but that was a moment. And then this will be great for the women in the audience, but there were three people that would wear Michael's costume,
Mm,
and one of them was the main stunt coordinator.
okay.
Good looking, good build. And I'm standing beside another woman as this guy's laying on the ground to set up Michael's scene in part of that fight scene. And he's got the best behind on him. I'll be nice the way I started. And it's like I've got one other woman around me and all these other men, and we were just so appreciating, the moment. So those might be my top three. But of course, being able to stand next to Judy Greer, and I'd worked with her earlier
Mm,
in the year on Uncle Frank,
mm,
and we're not supposed to speak to the primary cast. They can speak to us and we can respond, but it's not anything where they can walk onto the set and we're just props. That's all
Oh,
we are,
yeah, yeah, yeah. Put your
you know.
furniture. Yeah.
Yes, and to see her to see Jamie, especially, just such a genuine, kind person. And you heard it in
Mm,
her words when she taught and addressed the cast. You saw it in, the news articles that were written about her coming into town and speaking to people on the street and being just such a nice, genuine human being. And
mhm.
that's the side of it, that I love is when they show that personal human side, because we all, at the end of the day, unless we're aliens, we're human.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Well, plus, I mean, it's Jamie Lee Curtis. She's,
Oh yeah.
you know, her with her mother being Janet Leigh and her father
Oh,
Tony Curtis.
absolutely.
She's Hollywood royalty, so it's
She
like
is. She
she's
is.
automatically elevated. You know,
Mhm.
so to see her act as a real person, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool.
Right. Absolutely. And it was funny. A group of us friends where I live, and my boyfriend and I went to see it Monday night. And there were times, even though I was in near some of these scenes that were set up that are pretty violent and gory. I'm like this. I'm like, I can't. I'm still that little girl that can't. I'm not a good violent person. I like intrigue. I like suspense. I love a story being set up and being surprised in the moment, because that's a lot of what horror is. It's just that factor. It's
It's build up.
fear,
Yeah,
but it
absolutely.
is, yeah. So my boyfriend kept nudging me, and he goes, "You're gonna miss something," and I'm like, "I know, but I can't do it." So, but it's the other side of it is I have movies that I absolutely love.
Mm.
And some of them are not horror, but they're kind of iconic movies. And when people started coming to me going, "Go to Comic-Con. We want your autograph. We want to send you irons so you
Yeah,
can
yeah.
sign them,"
People are gonna
so I'm
show
trying
up.
to
Like
think,
if you decide to
oh
do
my
that, they're gonna
God.
show up to your booth with irons and have you sign.
Yes, yes,
Yeah,
yes. I
yeah,
bought the
absolutely.
only two I could find on eBay so I could bring them, get them home. And then I'm going to do some things with one iron and two irons. And it might be, the Princess Leia with the two irons here, and, or the double fisted shooting with the two irons, and, this the steam. And there's so many different things. There's a craziness that can ensue with it. But, just to have fun. I'm Mona Lisa. I just saw one where I'm on like the real Iron Throne. And please just keep on. Let's break. If there is a Guinness Book of World Records on memes, I know Bernie Sanders went, oh my God, he went everywhere. He even ended up on, a boat that my boyfriend plays on 6 nights a week. And so it's just unbelievable. And the love, the generosity, the kindness, the humor of people literally all over the world that have found the one specific fan based page. And please give me time to find the others. I'm trying to get some help. I'm this middle aged woman going, oh dear God, I've got an iPhone that, breaks half the time. And I did blow up a computer and a MacBook this year. And I've got a refurbished iPad that I just put a new screen on. And I need a little help. So anybody out there that wants me at Comic-Con, hey, I'll be there. Anybody that wants me for, personal appearances, for work like you, let's support the genre. Let's support the little guy and the little gal that want to come out there and build up their strength and go, I'm at it. I want to get that job that I didn't think I could get. I want to attain anything in the world. Just put your sights on something. I mean, my first play, I was 6 years old. And I remember telling my oldest sister, 15 years older than me, how proud I was, and, how great I was. I remember that moment 50 some years ago. And, I remember different things. And it's so funny. A good friend of mine, Ronald Blake, had just started with film 2 years ago. And he looked at me and he goes, oh, I don't know if I'm supposed to talk to you. And I said, why? He said, because aren't you one of the primary cast? And I'm like, no. But he said, you're getting prepared for just background. And I said, yeah, you put the work into it.
Yeah.
If you want to do anything good, you can't go out. I mean, I couldn't go out and roller skate the first time. I can't sit down and
Yeah.
play guitar. People that spend hours and weeks and days. Since then, Ronald was on Halloween Kills with me. He's one of the doctors that's in the midst of all of the craziness that's going on inside. He's following me and he's giving me cues, and he's reaching out, and we talk all the time. I've given him, some of my own personal insight. He's doing a lot of stand-in work, and we were talking, and I said, you know what, I really got to find some people earlier in my life that had made it big, And one of those I need to apologize to, and it was Dermot Mulroney. I went through
okay.
middle school, junior school, high school with me. He goes, no, no. And I go, what do you mean? He goes, I'm his stand-in, but he just left for LA today. And I'm like, going, oh, shit.
Oh
Because
wow.
in middle school, I'm in 8th grade, and he's in 7th grade, and we're doing a Christmas carol. I'm the ghost from Christmas Past, and she is young Cratchit.
Okay.
We're doing this performance, and I screw up my lines, and I go from one scene to the next, and he never gets to get on stage.
Oh wow.
So whether he's carried this grudge, I mean, he's gone on to, Cameron Diaz and Julia Roberts and all of these wonderful, amazing things that he's done. He's an amazing cellist. And I'm just like, one day I want to go up and apologize to him. Whether he'll ever even remember who I am, I have no idea. But I don't know. That's probably the closest of
Well, still,
people
for
I
you, you're
know.
making it right.
Yeah,
That's
and
fine,
then
you know.
and then Ronald to be good friends with him. Another person, Alan Wyke, who was one of Tommy's mob, and he has this leather hat on and this great white hair, and he was one of my buddies on set, and he sent me, some little news blurbs. He sent me some things, and right now I'm working with weddings on the beach. I'm working on a wedding that he and his wife's niece is marrying this guy, and it's like all in the family. Alan's not here for the wedding, but it was like, oh my God, these people then went crazy taking pictures with me, looking me up online, and it's just beyond my wildest dreams. So,
No, that's awesome. We're
aw,
pretty happy for you, man. Like
thank
really.
you,
Um,
thank you.
when word broke out on Facebook about the Iron Maiden of Haddonfield, it's pretty cool. It was pretty cool. I kept
Yeah.
saying to myself, "Oh, good for her, man. Good for her."
So have you
Um,
seen the action figure that I've had
no,
nothing
no, I
yet
haven't.
to
I'm
do
not
with? Oh
surprised.
my
There's one
God.
going around. I'm
So
not
there's this
surprised.
little action figure, and I'm sure it's they're gonna get, some calls on it. And Patrick's actually trying to help me with that because we've been looking at some merchandise options.
Mm,
And so it's the image of me, and my hair and my, angry look, and the outfit pretty much exactly like I had it, and the yellow iron. It's
yellow.
actually harvest gold. But and so I'm trying to get a hold of him and say, hey, I'll put my name on it. And that way it's going to go legitimate. But have they got the licensing rights to do Halloween Kills that's over here on the other side?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I don't know, but that's just the whole epitome of this thing is like to be an action figure, to watch your next podcasts and YouTube. And I'm back there,
Oh yeah,
I'm
yeah.
back there, and Patrick's got this whole slew of memorabilia. And, I do want to do that cardboard cutout that blows in the wind, and get that out. It's, I've been Elvira during Halloween. I always make my own costumes, and
That's all.
she was kind of this, icon of mine. And, hey, if there's an alcohol out there that I can drink, and I'm not a big drinker, but that I can drink, I will be your spokesbottle for that. There's some good tequilas. There's some organic vodkas that are out there right now, and I'm game. I don't know what would this middle-aged woman in Haddonfield be drinking on a crazy night like this?
Canadian Mist.
Canadian Mist. I'll have to
Yeah,
see if I can.
it's an inside joke with a couple buddies of ours.
Oh,
So
okay, okay.
we'll see if
Well,
they watch, see if they get the joke.
there's a
Um,
few things that it won't be, but yeah. What other questions do you have for me?
oh man, do you have? Yeah, I know he's got a bunch of them. So
Okay.
Is there horror films that you've been in that you want other people to check out?
Right now, one of the things that it's a short film that's won a lot of awards, and I was asked to come in at the last moment and be dressed in this mourning outfit from the Civil War. I get to stand in a field of trees, not a field, but a forest of trees, and weep and cry and moan and wail. And I'm not told, is this person alive? Is this person dead? So is it a ghost? Is she near death? And it is called Deserted. there were 3 of us in the cast, and I have a link for that up on the one fan-based page, and I always screw it up. You know, it's about, part of it is the lady who took an iron to fight Mike Myers, and that Patrick created. And it is just, it's scary. Like I talked to my boyfriend about it, and he goes, "Oh my God, my hair's standing on end just thinking about it." So I've put that up. There's another film that I've just gotten the copy of it. I've not even seen my part. And this was a couple years that I filmed my brother's statue. And I am this alcoholic New Jersey woman who's trying to avenge
Jersey.
BB. Yeah, Jersey. So I'm a Jersey girl. So I'm
Jersey
trying
girl.
to avenge the death of my boyfriend, you know, and Pucci is my last name. It's like BB LaRue Pucci. And so I've just gotten that, and I'm going to find those parts because they first had me kill the guy, and it's with a knife. And I mean, my face is a mess. I've been, you know, drinking and crying, and everything's, you know, just coming out of my face where it shouldn't. And I kill the guy, and blood's everywhere. Well, then they have me come back a couple days later and just bludgeon the guy because they decide they don't want to kill off Michael Morcaldi, who is also in Halloween Kills, and he's in the scene of the bar, which is, I'll give a shout out to Sandy Williams, who owns the Rusty Nail, which I've sung at like 100 times. So I'm going to post some video of me singing blues at the Rusty Nail. And then there is a movie, oh God, it's called Killer Bees, the movie. And it's on IMDb, but it's not been released ever publicly. And it was filmed, it's just a short. And it was written by Rebecca Bush and Monica Winter Sanchez. And I am a former mafia wife who has turned state's evidence on my husband and my best friend Trixie's husband. And they get thrown in jail. Well, we get killed off to join witness protection. And we get sent to Duluth. And I become a cleaner. Cleaning houses for Busy Bee Cleaning Company. So I sing, I do my best Jersey version of Lucille Ball, kind of this affable, you know, hide behind Trixie, but then I'm out there, you know, strong. And when you've got to do something important, I'm there on task.
Mm-hmm.
It's a dark, I guess you'd say, kind of comedy, but there is
black comedy, or
yes. And so there were 2 other episodes written, never filmed. Maybe now they'll be filmed.
Yeah, they might get the funding to.
Yes, absolutely.
See, that stuff like this is awesome because it opens doors down the line, and
right.
You know, yeah, absolutely.
There was one that I'm still going to talk to my buddy Brian Nicholson, who wrote a script that he wrote and wanted me to star, and it's called Johnny Pilgrim. Not Johnny Pilgrim. Yeah, Johnny Pilgrim. And I'm a serial killer.
Nice.
And I go after Elvis impersonators. And I bring back trophies. So,
oh shit.
And I drive 18 wheelers. I also shoot AK-47s. I have a very sharp buck knife, you know, that I keep. So it's like, all right, I've got a personal trainer, my friend Tara McCabe, who is a yoga instructor and beautiful woman, and she's going to help me get my fighting weight back. Then I could do Johnny Pilgrims. I did another film for him and D.L. Payne, who had written it, but Brian produced it and directed it, and it was called Mr. Man. And I am this woman from the 50s with the perfect, you know, hair and makeup and the pearls and the red
skirt,
shoes and the little white gloves. And I am kind of the angel on the shoulder of a man who's contemplating life. And on the other side is a young man who, in a way, is not helping him. And there's some violence that is insinuated with it. But it's intrigue. And I think a lot of what horror is, it's not always in your face, but it's the intrigue that goes behind it. And a couple other things where you'd think it was a horror film, with one that was called The Sell By Date, because I break bad on my husband, and just, again, the crying, the snotting, the, you know, everything, because this man threw away my rose that had been given to me by my niece. And I saw myself in that drying, desiccating, wrinkled rose. I envisioned myself as a woman aging. And it was filmed with the UNC Wilmington film students. And so this was this one guy, Emily, I'm going to screw up her last name, Emily Sape, who wrote it and directed it. This kind, gentle, sweet little thing. And she's just like, get out there and get him, kind of thing. And then one of the young men who was just working tech had to stand in for my husband so we could run through parts of my scene. I scared the hell out of him. He goes, oh my God, if that's what it means to get married and have a wife. And I said, no, you won't get that for at least year 5. But those are the kinds of things that even in small, independent, low budget films, you get to cut your teeth on. You get to be, I go hair and makeup. Hell, I am on a set of Vice Principals. They said, who's an artist? I raised my hand. I had never done pastel chalks before. I did a beautiful facade. I don't know if it got in, but I've got amazing pictures from it. I've made friends from all over the world doing this. It's some people aspire to just do background. Others want it to be a launching pad. They don't know which direction to go. And I just say, be a good person. Be kind. Don't be snide and backstabbing on the set, because you might get I might have to iron you out, and deal with the situation. And I'm going to be having to pump some iron now and get in shape. But there are people that aren't nice. Be that nice person.
Yeah.
Be kind. Help each other out.
It takes more energy to be mean than it does to be kind.
Yeah. And more muscles to frown than it does to smile,
Sure.
And it's funny. Patrick and I are working on some merchandising ideas because we want to do some t-shirts. We want to do things that I can come and sign and give people a little piece of me.
Yeah.
Because if I can inspire anybody to work harder, I've been low in my life where I didn't know if I wanted to live the next day, the next week, because life can get you down. But then you have people that out of the blue call you, out of the blue send you a message, out of the blue do something for you. And when I was moving and I had a ton of stuff I couldn't bring with me when I moved, I was giving it away and people go, why? I said, because you know what? You can't expect somebody to be kind to you if you're not kind. You can't expect somebody to be generous to you if you're not generous. So if I teach people nothing else, I want you, the world out there that's listening, forget about all of the anger that's going on, all the craziness that ensues around the world, and just be a little nicer. And be good to yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
I think
if
a
you,
lot of people forget that, and they're in a constant, I guess, cycle of trying to please everybody and stuff like that. And it's like, well, take 5 minutes, man, and
please
how
yourself.
are you doing? How are you doing? So
Thank you
right
for
on.
saying that.
Yeah,
And
right
just do it. And the little guy, it's like a girlfriend of mine who is Melissa, and she's worked on so many different films. I've worked with Melissa Joy Greiser on everything just about, and she was working as a PA. She was helping with casting. She's been on film. Her sister Christina is gorgeous, who had been a PA on several projects, is now hair and makeup. And then Christina's husband works in film and is now a first assistant director. Their mom also, she did Fern Marie. She did hair on Uncle Frank. She actually cut my hair for free for me, on the side, because I couldn't pay her. And she goes, let me do this for you. And then Melissa had a baby that was born 1 pound, 6 ounces.
Wow.
Every day I looked for news if he was okay. Every day I prayed. Every day I asked people to pray. And I just put positivity out there, love out there, hope out there. I'm going to cry now. That little boy came home at 8 pounds 2 days ago.
Wow.
After over 4 months. And it's like, did it cost me anything to put positive words out there? And you know what? Patrick shared that GoFundMe on my page after he made sure it was okay with Melissa and I. And imagine 4.5 months in a NICU unit
Mhm.
in North Carolina, how much that's going to cost. But the joy to bring that, little Hunter, the miracle baby home. It's like, those are the reasons we should be on this earth, is to make great horror films, to have amazing friends that, you can rely on, that have your back
Mhm.
and not stab you in the back,
Oh
kind of
yeah. Oh
thing.
yeah.
And just be creative. It's like, dear God. And it goes back to stabbing. Who did it? Was it Patrick that did that image of me? It's like, please, somebody get some better screen grabs. It's like, all right, we all have those ugly moments in our lives, and I know I can look better, but it's like, all right, let's grab this one and that one. But to be the Mona Lisa, to have that great piece the other day I saw with the Mike Myers, the comedian, that does all the great British spoofs, and he and I on, in this scene together, and oh God, I'm trying to remember all of them. Uh, there's just, I've been blown away. Where am I? I want to do one where I'm on the moon with the astronauts, and I'm actually ironing the flag. I think that would be great. And I know a lot of great astronauts. I've done some weird kind of crazy things and worked for the Challenger Center for Space Science Education. And I've worked at the Pentagon, and I've done crazy, crazy things in my life. Went back to school and studied horticulture at 35. I'm a mom with a little baby, and I'm out there digging ditches and planting trees and getting dirty and slinging dog poo on the face with a string trimmer. But it was a dream,
Yeah.
Mhm.
it was a desire. And it's like, don't tell me no. I started writing songs, and a friend of mine that had arranged and produced for Hornsby, he goes, oh, you can't write songs like that way.
Bruce Hornsby.
Yeah, it was for Bruce
Nice.
Hornsby. Scott Schumann was doing his taking his songs and doing all the arranging and recording of them.
Yeah. Yeah.
And Scott goes, you can't do it this way. And I'm going, why? Because I don't know the other way, the right way, the normal way to do it. It's like, now you and I are talking because I did the big movie of Forrest Gump, but I was background, what, 28 years ago. And, then I did other small things, and I did theater. And when I couldn't get a part, I learned how to paint theater sets, and I won awards,
Oh,
and then I find out, oh shit, I'm allergic to paint. No more of that. But you just, I don't know. It's, am I schizophrenic? Am I multiple personalities? Perhaps. But I don't want to say no, I can't.
Mhm. Yeah.
And I wrote a song about my mom, and I never knew she was a singer because she gave it up.
Mhm. Yeah.
And it's like, if I don't have my first hit until I'm 70, so what?
Yeah.
So
At
what?
least you got one, but it's you're doing what you love.
Yeah.
There's a good friend of ours. He's an independent actor, and he does the thing where it's like whatever's needed on set, he'll jump on it. So
Yep.
it's like he's done sound, he's done the, I guess, the gaffer, the guy who holds the boom
Correct.
mic and stuff.
Right. And
Um,
the dead cat. That's a
yeah.
dead cat that's on the.
Well, there's one they had a frog on it, and so it's like
Oh
just
God.
kind of a, not jack of all trades, but it's like you wear,
Right.
people on independent film sets wear many hats, and
Yes.
it's, just embrace it, man.
Yeah.
Don't.
Yeah.
So
Don't think that you're above it or beyond it. And I'll give
yeah.
you an example of that. Connie Lamoth is a good friend of mine, and she is a Christian film writer, director, producer, and I spoke with her this week about the craziness that was going on, and she said, well, you at the last minute pulled out an amazing performance when all you were doing was bringing your daughter to the set and stepped in to do hair and makeup, and then all of a sudden I was put in the lead role. I
Mm,
had 3 hours driving into outside of Winchester, Virginia from DC to learn my lines and to figure all of this out. And I was a distraught woman who had no money to feed her children. My clothes were in shambles. I had the other moms, because it was this great program of bringing kids together with mature actors and actresses to learn the trade. So
mm,
I gave this one woman these ugly shoes. I said, go beat the hell out of them, take them across the concrete, break the buckles. And I then am pulled into this scene where I'm destitute. I don't know what to do, but my kids are hungry and I'm working, but I don't get paid. And it's this great Christian film called The Weight of a Prayer. And it's kind of a storyline that's been used often. Lisa Mkhitaryan wrote the script for that one. And it really allowed me an opportunity to show my heart and my soul when it breaks.
Mm.
And I'd been in situations after a spinal injury where I'd lost an amazing job that I loved, helping the blind and selling to the military their products. And
wow.
I lose my job. So I'm a single mom going through a nasty divorce, and I've got a daughter, in high school. What do I do? And there have been times when there was not a lot of food, if any, to put on the table, where the lights get cut off, where the water gets cut off, or when I lost my home after 19 years. And my daughter has to find the eviction notice because they foreclosed on us. But you pick yourself up, you grab that damn iron and you come out fighting, maybe
right,
you
man.
limp a little bit along the way, but you do it. And then you teach your kids to do that. I could take my daughter on any film set. She did a couple Discovery ID things with me. They pulled her in. They're like, man, let's get her on. I had her on stage at 3 years old because the child could memorize. Oh, dear God, I can't memorize. So improvisation, Saturday Night Live, please. Oh, dear God, please. That's been another dream of mine. But I taught her respect. I taught her to be confident in herself, but be kind and generous. If you can't give money, you do something nice, or you just back up somebody with prayer.
Yeah. Well, you just do what you
And
can.
absolutely. And what you guys do to promote this industry and promote people like me, I could not repay you for this.
No, trust me. You're we just
Let's
like
bring
horror
you some
movies,
more
man.
fans. Yeah.
We just want
And
people to like horror movies the way we do.
and I want to be that, I mean, we were talking about films, but Galaxy Quest and the whole Comic-Con behind that, and you have this beautiful Sigourney Weaver sitting there, and you have all these other crazy eclectic characters. And then, the actor that played Professor Snape, and he's just
Oh, Alan Rickman.
willy-nilly. Yes, Alan Rickman, thank you. Signing, willy-nilly and throwing the pictures. I want to be that. Oh my God, I can't. It's you. We've been talking Christy forever, or Dave, Dave Irons, who's on this a lot. Dave sent a question in for my friend Lily to ask me the other day. And I want to meet these people. I want to let them know that I am, I'm a human being too, and that they matter just as much, as I do. Absolutely.
No, it's awesome.
And
It's awesome.
yeah.
Well, because as fans, we always lift you guys up, to like you're not human anymore. You
Right.
guys are on these
Right.
pedestals and stuff, and just they're people too. So it's
Yeah.
you might catch him when he has to go to the bathroom, or
Oh yeah.
whichever.
And
But
it's funny because I had mentioned my boyfriend is a musician, Lee Venters, and he's toured around the world. He's played with some of the most amazing people. He's got original music out, and I'm trying to inspire him to start writing again, finish what he's written, because he's a wonderful composer, primarily jazz, but I mean, he plays anything from, reggae to rock to country and bossa nova and everything. And he
Oh,
goes,
no.
oh, so and so, or oh, so and so. And I'm like, who's that? And he goes, oh, well, that's the drummer from Rush, or that's the guitar player from here. And, this
that's
is the,
awesome.
oh my God. His friend list, because, he went to Berkeley back in this, let's see, I'm going to miss in the 70s, mid 70s, late 70s. And it's just who he knows. And I'm like, oh my God, you think of these idols, and you have to look him up on Facebook and look at his friends that are on there. Amazing artists. But at the end of the day, they're humans like you and
Yeah,
I, one
they're
human
people.
family. But they'll, I wrote this post out for him. I said, you need to put this out there. He needed a guitar. We couldn't afford it. And I said, does anybody, I said, just put it out there. He's a guitar player, but primarily a drummer. So put it out if somebody has one they want to sell that's an extra one, that's their 25th guitar. This friend of his, Carl Curvin, who's an amazing guitar player and recording artist, Carl sent him one of his Strats.
Wow.
And it wasn't even, hey, I want anything free. Hey, do you have one to sell?
Yeah.
But see, people love that opportunity to give. So if I didn't get paid for 150 things that I've done on film, you know what? It's put me here.
Yeah.
In the moment. It's given me a heart that knows what it's like to give and to be given to. It's given me the chutzpah. It's given me the strength, the power behind the iron. The look. How many times did you take a picture and go, oh, dear God? I was single for a long time and tried dating, and I'm going, let me do all my ugly faces that I took pictures of and threw them away. But just put your all into it, And I'm going to talk to the fans a second. All right, guys. So keep it clean, but send me any more memes you want. Let's break the records of all the crazy memes that we could do about this. Let's get me onto Halloween Ends, and I will do the best damn job I can. And like I said, I've got irons coming. I want to go to Comic-Con. I've got cameos that I'm being, discussed with right now about a couple independent films that they want to feature me and in the horror genre. And I'm like, I'm ready. I may be not able to see and watch all of it. I'll cringe a little bit, but these people work hard, to really follow their dreams. And thank you, everybody that's messaged me. Oh God, please excuse me that I'm not on TikTok yet. And I know there's other pages on Facebook. And I'm meeting with a friend of mine who's an IT guru and great bass player, Jeff Dalton, on Sunday. And I just got my iPad fixed, a new screen because I am a klutz. And I've gotten an email set up just for the Iron Maiden of Haddonfield, and going to pull it all together. And dear God, excuse me that I couldn't get my shit straight because I'm going on no sleep. Absolutely no sleep because I can't put my phone down. I'm like, I gotta respond. So there's this group of people and messages that I fell asleep on the other night. So I got to go back. And if I've missed you, don't think it's that I'm dissing you. I just needed to sleep, But I don't know. You guys have more questions, or we can come back. We need to do some updates on this. Where's it gone?
Oh yeah, no, absolutely.
Where's the craziest thing?
Was gonna tell you, you have open invitation anytime you want to come on.
Oh, thank you.
Absolutely.
Thank you. We should just do this. I would love to do it once a week and tell you guys what's happened, and I'm gonna jump on getting everything I can put together so I can get out to the Comic-Cons, and that I can be there and respond in a timely manner to those that just want to, let's see, how can I put this? Want to run with the iron and, strike while the iron's hot. And
there we go.
That old phone steam heat, and it's all hot and steamy right now. Let's make it happen. And, it's just the sky's the limit, and we'll see. There's going to be some great projects, I think, that will open up, and I'm going to try to put some music out there for people and show the other side. Somebody suggested that I go see Rachel Ray. I'm a great cook. That's kind of why I put on some weight, and because I have somebody to cook for with Lee, and get on Rachel Ray and share a few of my recipes. There have been some horror actresses that have been on. Dear God, I've been thinking of all the Saturday Night Live skits, Lauren Michaels. Let's do this. There's only one true Iron Maiden. Yeah. I'm going to dress. It's terrible. I'm going to dress like myself for Halloween. and I'm going to go out and do some adult trick or treating.
That's awesome. I don't know. Do you have another question, man?
I think she's answered just about everything.
Yeah, it's like, I know, because I had a couple in my head that I was going to ask, but then as you were talking, it's like,
Yeah.
oh, she nailed that. Oh, she got that
Oh,
one.
there's so many
So
more layers, you know.
yeah.
It's so I've got a few things that I know we can talk about, other little tidbits too from behind the scenes, and you know, just I've mentioned a lot of people in our discussion today, and I just want to give a shout out to everybody that did work on this film, that works behind the scenes, the crew. That, dear God, they've got to be there hours before we do. They stay hours after we leave, and just to make a scene perfect, and you're doing it over and over and over and over again, and we're rushing because the sun's coming up when we're doing the crazy scene in the last fight scene, and they had to remake that neighborhood in Wilmington, North Carolina, to look like the last movie. Amazing work, months and months that they put into this. And this is a town in a state that lost film completely, almost completely. And so Ron Cooper, as the governor, is doing an amazing job. So I got a lot I can tell you guys. And I want to give updates on the crazy things good things
No,
that have
absolutely.
happened
Love to have you
because of this.
back on anything.
Yeah,
You know,
absolutely.
we can document your rise to action figure stardom.
Yeah.
You know,
And I love the
I've
soul
seen her. That's
patch, by the
standard of
way.
cool. Oh, it's a true standard of cool is if you have an action figure. So it's that's pretty cool.
I just want to
Being on the
have my
scene
name
or
on
having
it.
action.
I want to have my name on it, you know. And I
Yeah.
want it when you turn around, it's got the jeans, because, all right, I'm going to leave you a teaser. There's a great story about the jeans that I wore. So we'll leave that to next time. We'll leave the audience and you guys wondering what in the hell was going on. But there is a picture.
Jeans.
Yeah. It is. It's a pivotal role, and we ironed out the circumstances, and we got through it, and my jeans will become infamous because of it.
Iconic. That's amazing.
Yeah, iconic, absolutely. Or ironic, you know.
There you go. There you go. That's awesome. Listen, I wish we weren't pressed for time. That's the thing.
Yep.
That's the worst thing about this is,
Yeah.
I don't know.
We'll do it again. We'll do it again, and we'll think of some great things, and then get some of the fans to submit some questions to you. You know, let's do that. Let's get them involved and find out what's that burning question. You know,
where can people find you right now online? Like now's your chance to say where you're.
Go to and my battery's about to die, but go to the one page that is. I'm going to paraphrase this. The lady who came to the fight, or to fight Michael Myers with an iron. The lady, I'm going to screw it up.
You brought an iron to fight Michael Myers.
Yes. To that lady who brought an iron to fight Michael Myers. Thank you, Patrick. I will get it right. Find me there, because we are building a fan page for me on Facebook, on TikTok. I'm probably going to start to Twitter and tweet and all that other crazy stuff. I do want to get some things on Instagram as well. And Sunday, it'll be after Sunday, but I will send you guys that info. So right now, go to the page that Patrick set up. And there's some other fan pages. Yes, on Facebook, apologize. Trying to see if we can pull it all together, pull all the love and the fans and me, because I don't know. There's only so much of me, and I'm trying to hire people to help me, but I've got to have, money coming in to do that. And I can't expect people to do things, for free. And there's only so much of me.
We'll get you hooked up with some cons down here. I know some people,
you.
Tampa Bay Screams and stuff like that. So
Great.
I'll send you on to a buddy of mine.
Wonderful.
But again,
Thank
listen,
you.
What a great conversation. Like,
thank you.
What a doll. Loved having you on.
Aw, thank you, hon. Appreciate it. Love to everybody of my fantastic fans.
That's awesome. But yeah, the horror community's completely embraced you, and it's awesome. So
thank you. Thank you.
But so anything else, Casey, or screw it? Let's go watch a zombie flick.
Yeah. So and we'll have her on again sometime.
Absolutely.
Great.
Absolutely.
And I'm going to go see the movie again Monday night at 7:20 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So if you guys want to do a little, interview before or after, whatever, let's, think about doing that. By then I'll have all my pages set up as well. And it's I don't want people to really know where I live because I'm afraid I'll all of a sudden have some great fans that might be in my driveway. But I'm
That's
ready to come out, and I want to come out and see the movie with my fans. So if we can figure that out, somebody wants me to travel to an event, let's just do it. I've got a little time on my hands. I sure love this, like I said, and let's have fun with it and run.
That's right.
Run toward it instead of running away from
Run
it.
towards the iron.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bye,
yeah,
guys.
no,
I'm going to
this
sign
has
off
been
because
great.
I'm down to 0%. So thank you both. Thank you both from
not at
my
all.
heart.
You.
Thank you.
Appreciate
And
it.
I'll
But yeah,
catch
we'll
up
be in
with
touch.
you.
We'll definitely have you on, and
Okay.
we'll work something out. So
Wonderful. Bye,
Well,
guys. Bye,
thanks a
fans.
lot.
Love you. Mwah. It is the Iron Maiden of Haddonfield
Iron Maiden of
signing off.
Haddonfield. That's right.
Bye, guys.
Take care.